Oftentimes, you could have the entrepreneurial zest and the capital to start a business, yet you do not know what business strategies or business models to follow in order to execute your ideas. Yes, you're not alone. There are tens of thousands of people like you who, of course, are stuck at points like that. Of course, not to worry. I have well-designed and researched frameworks and business strategies that you can use to kickstart your business and invest in any kind of business you want, create superior value, build and own your own money-making machine. These models and frameworks are tested and they are proven to give best results if properly applied. Of course, this is the first of many, but in this video, I'll be sharing just 5 uncommon business strategies to unlock unusual profits. So stay with me as we go through these 5 uncommon business strategies to unlock unusual profits. Welcome to Business Playbook. My name is Joe. I'll be right back. Welcome back. 5 uncommon business strategies to unlock unusual profits in the next 365 days in the new year and beyond. The first one on the list is buy undervalued assets, then sell them at high value. I love this particularly because it's one of those models that quite a number of persons are exploring. Some persons call it polishing diamonds. You know, the process of identifying what can become diamonds, it doesn't always look appealing at first. So you have to do some work on it before you discover the diamonds underneath it. So this business strategy also works that way. It's called polishing diamonds. Otherwise, you want to say buy undervalued assets and sell them at high value. This business strategy involves identifying undervalued assets at a stage that is uncompleted. Then you decide to perform improvements to unlock their potential value. Subsequently, you will sell it for a profit. This is where you find undervalued assets. You do a little work on them and you unlock the value. You buy good deals at very low cost because they are still undervalued at that point. Then you fix them and flip them for profit. Although this model has similarities with house flipping, this particular one focuses more on other assets, various assets, not just houses alone. It does houses, heavy equipment, vehicles, lands, furniture. It even includes buying a lease on a house where you can complete it to taste. So here's the insight about this business strategy. When an asset is undervalued, its market price does not accurately reflect its real value. So this creates an opportunity for you to purchase the asset at a bargain price and potentially profit from it owing to its future appreciation. The appreciation of this investment follows how well the asset has been restored. You have to do a lot of work to bring it to standard or to taste. Then another thing to also consider is how much demand is available for it. And of course, you must have an understanding of when to sell. So these are key things you must bring to the table when you are going to use this kind of business strategy. So to identify undervalued assets, you should understand the numbers. Of course, numbers, business numbers, financial analysis, numbers play a lot of role in this. Of course, you're not going to buy an asset that you eventually sell at a loss. So you must understand the financial analysis behind this particular one. You must have good market intelligence or good market knowledge. Is this thing you are going to invest in? Is this thing asset you're going to buy something that the market has need for? Is it something that the market will appreciate when you actually bring it to the marketplace to sell? So you have to have good market knowledge or intelligence of what's happening around such assets. Another thing you would also must have, of course, to identify undervalued assets is a deep understanding of things that contribute to the undervaluation of that thing. So if you know the things that contribute to the undervaluation of that particular asset, of course, you know how well to work on them, what it will cost you to bring those things to taste. So by uncovering these hidden gems, you can gain a competitive edge in the market and achieve superior returns. A lot of persons are doing it. A lot of businesses are doing this. So you must look for things. If it is your interest, it's one business strategy that you can explore in the year ahead. Number two is you explore gems at the fringes and resell them at the center. Explore gems at the fringes, resell them at the center. The concept of exploring gems at the fringes or at the margins and selling them at mainstream is a business strategy where you sort opportunities in niche or peripheral markets. I mean, you go to very unpopular market spaces, which are usually at the fringes, and you acquire or create products or services. It could also be skills in these niche markets as well. Then you sell them at favorable margins. This concept is otherwise called explore at margins, sell at mainstream. This business strategy is one where you sort for opportunities in niche and peripheral markets. I mean, you go to very unpopular market spaces, which not many people know. You know, they are usually found at the fringes. You acquire products, you could acquire services, you could acquire skills, as the case may be, at favorable margins. Then you strategically position them in broader and more popular mainstream markets for higher visibility and profitability. In the fringes, these services or products may not have the right visibility as should be. But once they are placed in mainstream market, they become exposed to more eyes, more prospects, more opportunities, so that their price value increases. This approach involves recognizing value where others may not have recognized it, and you decide to capitalize on them for potential growth or appreciation. Of course, you find a couple of persons do that in the real estate spaces where years ahead of time that people are going to move to a particular city or location, they go ahead, acquire lands there, they buy them in the fringes, knowing fully well that the future is gradually coming to meet up with those spaces. And so when the future meets up with those spaces, the value for those particular assets have increased. So for you to apply this particular business strategy, here are things you need to understand. One, you must have an understanding of how the market works. You know, it's not just something you're going to invest in without understanding how the market works. You must have the skill to identify hidden opportunities in markets like this. Another thing is, do you have the ability to effectively unlock the full potential of the identified gem, product, skill, or service? Do you have that? You need to have that understanding for you to take advantage of it. The second business strategy we're going to explore is this: explore valuable opportunities at the fringes, then sell at the center. This business strategy encourages exploring valuable opportunities or products at the fringes, then selling them at mainstream markets. I mean, you go to very unpopular markets, which are usually at the fringes. You get products, services, or skills at very favorable margins, then strategically position them in broader and more popular mainstream markets for higher visibility and profitability. In the fringes, these services, skills, or products may not have the right visibility as should be, but once you place them in mainstream markets, they become exposed to more eyes, more prospects, and more opportunities, so that their price value increases. I'm sure this is something you would like to explore. It is a wonderful business strategy that lots of businesses and individuals are taking advantage of. This approach involves recognizing value where others do not, and you can capitalize on it for the potential that it has for growth and appreciation. Of course, to exercise or execute this kind of strategy, there are a few things you need to understand. One of them is an understanding of how the market works. If you do not have an understanding of how the market works and you are not willing to put in the work to understand how it works, then this is not for you. The second one is the skill to identify hidden opportunities. You know, there are people who are so gifted or trained and talented in such a way that they can find hidden opportunities where 1,000 other eyes cannot see them. So if you know you're the type, this could be something that you want to explore. The third It's the ability to unlock the full potential of the identified gem, product, skill, or service. It's one thing to have an understanding of how the market works. It's another thing to have the skill to identify these hidden opportunities. More importantly, a thing you want to do is, are you able to, to unlock the full potential of the identified gem? It's critical at this stage. If it is something you want to look at, you must be able to unlock the full potential of this identified gem, product, or skill or service. The third business strategy I want to talk about is one that's very interesting. Not many people have embraced this business strategy I'm about to talk about, but for as many who have, they have truly profited from it and grown over the years. It is one of the many business strategies that hardly fails. Surprisingly, not many business people explore this strategy because they keep going after other established and popular brands or assets in the market. This business strategy involves securing distributorship for specific products and then focusing on cornering the niche. So I call this one secure a distributorship, then corner the niche. This is it. You can choose to become the exclusive distributor for a new, unique, or specialized product for a particular area, community, or region. This model involves acting as the middleman, connecting the producer or the manufacturer, as the case, or the creator, as the case may be, with local consumers, retailers, or the last mile users. Once you get the exclusive distributorship for that particular product's idea, or whatever it is, you are able to dominate that niche market using various channels, ensuring visibility for the product, and positioning your business as the go-to source for the specialized product. Of course, with this strategy, you are able to establish yourself as a key player in that specialized market, potentially gaining competitive advantage and a loyal customer base within that set niche. Other small players or traders plug into your distributorship if they are to sell or resell this product or services, as the case may be. There are lots of products that get the job done, but are still yet in fringe markets awaiting such opportunities. So if you have an eye for such products and you understand how the market plays out, this could be your next source of gold. I bet you, if you have the eyes, it is something you really want to explore. Getting a distributorship for a particular product and securing and cornering the niche markets to yourself. There are lots of products like that, of quite a number of them that I've seen, that when we did not know about it, those who could see far beyond where we were at the time invested in them. And of course, they have become household name as we speak today. Another business strategy that you can explore is white label strategy. You can buy white labels, customize, and resell. Are you looking to jump on the trending products? Or do you want to start a business quickly, but you do not have a unique product idea? Do you want to start a business without wanting to put in much upfront investment? And if you are not also interested in making or manufacturing products by yourself, the white label business strategy might be another strategy for you to try out. Let's talk about the white label business strategy. The white label business strategy involves leveraging existing products that other manufacturers, creators, or producers have made. In most cases, it comes with the option of customization. So once you acquire white label product rights, you are able to rebrand it to your own business or brand identity, and then you resell them. This strategy allows you to capitalize on existing products' foundations. It means you are not the one who would create this product. The products have already been created. All you just need to do is find a way to differentiate that particular product by bringing your added value or unique features to it. The white label business strategy allows you to build a business around an existing product, which means you can add your own touch of branding, a great website, personalized shopping experience, and unique packaging, among others. You know why this is appealing? This is a ready to tap into market without need for product development. Forget the problem, the hassles of product development. You don't need to do any of that. The most important thing you are left to do is to fix where to store this product, the packaging, the branding, the marketing and distribution using your own unique approach. Of course, you must bring your unique approach to it so that you are differentiated from others. So if you're looking for something to invest your money in, a business where you can invest your money, but you do not have any product development at all, an option to explore is the white label strategy. Lest I forget, white label businesses offer you the opportunity to earn scalable income by purchasing generic products and turning them into branded products that you can sell. Some of the electronic devices, smart gadgets, and the like you see in the marketplaces are usually licensed via white label contracts. Is this something that appeals to you? You can explore that strategy too if you have the capital. It is usually capital intensive at the initial stages, but if done well, you're guaranteed of profitable returns as the margins may be a little over the normal that you find in the marketplaces. So I have found a couple of businesses who have done this. Some of the POS machines that you see out there in use are actually white label products. They are produced and businesses approach them, to sign this contract with them so that they can put their own branding or identity on it so that it becomes theirs. There is a lot to talk about white label contract, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to keep it short. But in subsequent videos, I'm going to be exploring a lot more deeper than I have done in this video. So the fifth and the last business strategy I'm going to share on this particular video is another interesting one. This business strategy involves spotting price differences in markets and locations and capitalizing on price gaps to generate either profits or savings as the case may be. This kind of strategy can apply to commodities of all sorts, financial instruments, futures, or assets where prices fluctuate. This is what builders call geographic arbitrage. So if you have it in mind to apply one of the business strategies that builders use, geographic arbitrage is one to try. Geographic arbitrage is a business strategy which is rooted in the saying that costs aren't the same everywhere. So when you're using this, you can capitalize on the price differences between locations, such as buying in one region and selling in another, or earning in one location where there is higher money value and then spend living in other low-cost places where same money has more purchasing value. So to activate the business strategy called geographic arbitrage, you must have keen market observation. You must understand the timing. Of course, you must have the ability to take advantage of price disparities swiftly to maximize returns. But there are certain applications of this principle of geographic arbitrage. I'm going to share that with you in a short while. So let's talk about the application of the principle of geographic arbitrage. The basic principle governing geographic arbitrage is the idea of taking advantage of the difference in costs or value between two geographic locations. There are two locations. There is a location A, there is another B. So you take advantage of the disparity in prices in these locations. That is how you either create profits or you save some money. So let's start with the first one. It says earn in strong currency, spend in weak currency. Earning in strong currency and spending in a weaker currency is a common way to put the principle of geographic arbitrage to use. It means you must have something of value to offer across borders. Usually it comes in a digital form. You're offering a service digitally so that you get paid in a stronger currency than where you are operating from. As a freelancer, as a full-time remote worker or employee, a virtual assistant, or the representative of a foreign company in another country, you can activate the principle of geographic arbitrage. You must have heard people say earn in strong currency so that you can spend them where it's more valuable. This is what they've been trying to tell you. It's been the business strategy called geographic arbitrage. Another to explore, number 2, is buy cheaper and sell higher. As a business person, a trader, a broker, or the like, you would be looking for arbitrage opportunities where there could be an opportunity to buy in one location and sell in another location for a tidy profit. Of course, this practice can be both within a country or between two countries. So, like in a city like Lagos, you often hear people go to the mainland to buy certain valuables or items, then they come to sell them for higher profits on the highland. So this is what they've been trying to do, or this is what they've actually been doing. They buy cheaper in a particular location, they sell higher in another location. Let me cite another example. Uh, when people import goods which are subject to lower duties in another location, and then they bring them to sell in another location where there are higher import taxes, you understand that they are also applying the principle of geographic arbitrage. So in geographic arbitrage as a principle where you buy cheaper and sell higher, it means there has to be a location where it is cheaper and another location where it is higher to be sold. So this strategy would mean that you deliberately look for this location where these principles apply. Of course, if there is no cheaper location, the principle of geographic arbitrage cannot come into play. Another is you set up online, then you create support offline. Starting an on-site business is very expensive. Of course, from the cost of setting up at a live location to recruiting in-house staff, it can take months of burning cash before that business begins to generate reliable income. So if you do not want to go through that hassle, if you do not want to go through the stress, if you want to bypass this, what you would like to explore is what I call digital arbitrage. Digital arbitrage involves leveraging on online initiatives and systems to make better finance and business choices. You can use Instagram Shop, you can use Facebook Shop, you can use TikTok Shop, or even a website to begin your business. For as many of you who have been complaining, the cost of setting up at a live location is too high for me, I'm not able to get this done. Digital arbitrage is one thing that you want to explore. It will afford you the opportunity. All you just need to do is set up, in some cases, even a free account, use an Instagram shop, Facebook shop, TikTok shop, or a website that is not too expensive. Basically, most business transactions are happening online nowadays. Of course, with this, you have an online presence, yet offer real-time support offline as the case may be. The low cost of operating online can help you survive the early lean years while your business gets started. So if you have the challenge, or if you've been having that challenge where you pay a lot at a live location, you can choose to explore what I call setup online, create support offline. It is also called digital arbitrage. That could be for you if you do not have the funds to set up at a live location. Digital arbitrage works for you. Another benefit of the principle of geographic arbitrage is lifestyle and costs of living. Geographic arbitrage can apply to your lifestyle and cost of living. Geographic arbitrage supports the idea of saving big by earning income in a strong economy while living and spending somewhere where it is low cost. Of course, by willing to move around the country or the world as the case may be, you can dramatically change your financial options. You could double or triple the value of every money that you make in terms of what it can buy, because everything from rent to food to healthcare to insurance to banking, what have you, become substantially less if you move to locations that do not require a lot to start life or business, as it were. Of course, this will increase the value of your money without actually increasing the amount of money you have. And of course, it's something you want to explore. Anything that can help you increase the value of your money without necessarily increasing the amount of money you have at your disposal is something I will encourage you to explore. Where you live, where you work, you could decide to do that. I find this very interesting that many persons are not exploring these options. You find people go to work in spaces or places that are quite expensive to get there, and they live also in those places where the rent and the cost of living is very high. At the end of the day, they come to nothing when they really want to balance their account because they are not really making any profits. So it makes them look like they are working for others and paying others just to be alive. So if you do not want to be that person, one thing you need to explore is this principle. It's quite interesting. Geographic arbitrage is something that will work for you. If you want to tame your lifestyle, if you want to tame the cost of living, apply this principle. It will work for you. Of course, your cost of housing, your cost of food, the cost of insurance, the cost of medicine, and other day-to-day factors of life can change radically depending on where you live and which currency you spend in. You should know that where you live matters. Yes, I know we all want to live the best of life. We want to live in locations where we say they are posh enough and what have you. But then you should think about what it costs to live, what it costs to make a living. So if it is not working for you the way you expect it, of course, it is advisable that you start applying the principle of geographic arbitrage. You can decide to work on the island while you live on the mainland where it is more affordable, where the cost of living will not choke you up. So choosing lower cost places to live lets you keep more of your income and savings. Of course, you can decide to put those money back either in your pocket or even in investment. So if you're looking for that opportunity, this is one thing that you need to try. Of course, this is what digital nomads do. Digital nomads work wherever they can get a Wi-Fi connection since their jobs have moved entirely online. They conduct meetings over conference calls, they produce documents in shared drives and send ideas over emails. But one of the most important things is that they earn in currencies that are worthwhile, and where they live at the time, they spend less, which means they are making a lot more. Most of them are full-time employments. In case you are saying, oh, how do they get this? Of course, most of them are full-time employments and they just work permanently out of the office. So if you have a skill that can have you work remotely and paid in currencies that are more valuable than your home country currency, geographic arbitrage is something that you want to look into. The final one under the geographic arbitrage is set up where it is cheaper, sell off where it is costlier. Businesses can employ this cost-effective business strategy by setting up operations in locations where costs are lower and then sell those products or services in regions where the prices are higher. Of course, you have heard about businesses in America, say America, even in Africa that go far to the Far East, they go to Asia to do their production. What they're trying to do is they're setting up where it is cheaper and they decide to sell where it is costlier. This strategy is often employed to optimize production expenses. They want to beat down the cost of production and maximize their profit margins. Many businesses go to China, they go to India, they go to Vietnam, they go to the Philippines, Indonesia, Cambodia, and Thailand, among others, where the cost of production and labor are lower. Or if you're looking at setting up a business, this is another principle you want to apply. You set up where it is cheaper and you sell off where it is costlier. It doesn't have to be you setting up in other countries. It could be your country, but in locations where it is the cost of setting up or doing business is cheaper, then you sell them when you're done in regions where it is costlier. So I've been talking about 5 uncommon business strategies to unlock unusual profits. I've talked about quite a number of them. Buy undervalued assets, sell at high value. I've talked about exploring valuable opportunities at the fringes, then you sell them at the center. I've also talked about securing the distributorship, then cornering the niche to yourself. Yet another that I've talked about is the white label business strategy, where you buy white labels, you customize and you resell them. Then I've also talked about geographic arbitrage. Of course, all of these business strategies may apply to you in a way or another. I would encourage you to just take your time, go through this video, look at the ones that you can adapt, look at the ones that you can combine, and start off something in the year ahead. 2024 is just around the corner. The next 365 days will mean a lot to you if you have direction. I hope with these business strategies that I have exposed to you, that you would be able to do something tangible with it. Well, it's been a long time talking about this. I hope you're able to do something tangible and meaningful with the 5 business strategies that I have talked about. I am rooting for you. I'm looking forward to you starting something in 2024 in the next 365 days. Well, until I come your way again, my name is Joe. Cheers.